Welcome to Torrey Pines Preserve here in beautiful San Diego, California. And I'm currently here on Torrey Pines Beach on the south lot area, which is right over there. It's where I parked at. It is a beautiful day in March, and I'm getting ready to go hike to the top of that mountain right there. I'm gonna go up this road, kind of go around, and then make my way, and there's a nice viewpoint right on the top on the north side, and then there's another one down on the south. So I had to kind of like get down just a little bit because I got a little bit too much wind up here, and sometimes that interferes with the mic a little bit. Get that, you know, that whoo, that blowback. But I'm gonna kind of add a theme to it here a little bit, and I'm gonna talk about how expensive it is to travel here in San Diego, California. And I'll kind of break it down into 3 categories, what I think are important, which is accommodation, transportation, and dining. And I'll kind of break them down a little bit more on each one of those categories. Now, when I'm not actively traveling, this is actually my home, so I do know San Diego very well. I do own a home here, and I flat out own it outright, and I have so for a good number of years. So this is my home when I come back, and I hope this information helps out anybody that is considered traveling to San Diego, which is really beautiful, by the way, especially on a day like this. Now, I am going to get ready to go on another long travel starting next month, which would be April. And I am looking forward to that. But in the meantime, I'm going to take you on this little, I call it conditioning hike, that I like to go on. This is kind of like one of my go-to hikes because I really like to stay in really good shape all the time. Got to get that cardio load in, and this is a good place for it. So I'm going to go up the mountain, I'll stop up there, and on the way, well, I'll kind of give you a rundown on what I just talked about. Okay, so I'm back up here on the road, and I'm going to head up this road right behind me, and you get a good incline it goes up, so really get that heart rate going. So let's go, and I'll show you where that first viewpoint is, and it's really nice. So you go up here, I'm parked at down there, and this is known as the south lot. And then as you make your way along the beach, you start running into Del Mar, which is up that way. This is kind of in Del Mar, La Jolla at the same time, I guess. And I just saw a sign that a lot of the trails are closed, so it looks like I won't be able to see that viewpoint. But still, that won't stop me from going on a good walk. So I'm over here, and I'm going over to this place called the High Point Overlook. So it's gonna be up there, and the trail that I wanted to take is closed, like all of them today, because of the heavy rains. But at least this one is open. At least. Okay, first thing I want to talk about as far as traveling San Diego is accommodation. You know, you need a place to stay, and I'm going to kind of break it down into 3 categories: budget, mid-range, and then you get up to the luxury level. Take a look at this view where I'm at the overlook, which is, you know, it's not too bad. I couldn't go on any of the trails because they're closed, but this will do right here. You know, they get wet, and the rain was so heavy last night, it's unbelievable. Well, anyway, budget wise, if you want to come here, you're looking at around $150 to $300 a night, and that's in the budget range. Yes, there is places that are cheaper than that, maybe, but they're very difficult to find. You really got to look hard, but they're out there, and maybe this time of year you might be able to find something like that for below $100, but highly unlikely. So that's my category for budget. Now you get into the mid-range, you're talking about $250 to $300 per night, and I'm talking US dollars too, by the way, obviously. And that's a good round figure right there, because what I've researched and what I know, that is what you're going to pay. And you know, you can go on the internet, you can look on a lot of these booking sites like booking.com, hotel.com, and go on Airbnb, and it's going to show you roughly what I'm saying right now. Now when you get up into the luxury range, you're going to pay anywhere from $500 to $1,500 per night and higher. There is some really nice places around here in San Diego, and it will cost you. You know, recently I did a video down in Coronado, and I use the Hotel del Coronado as an example. That is a starting rate of around $500 to $600 per night. So you know where I'm coming from. You know, the closer you get to the beach, the more expensive it's going to be. Okay, so I've arrived at the Torrey Pines Lodge, and you know, if you keep going further down this road, you're actually going to run into that famous Torrey Pines golf course, which they use for the US Open a few times. I guess more than a few times, but pretty historical golf course if you're into golfing. It's kind of like the first stop when you arrive. Everything is, you know, if you want to know what each one of these bushes are, trees, they have them well marked. What it is. I think that's pretty neat what they do. Okay. This is a pretty neat looking place. Nice flagpole. It's kind of like the surrounding area. Okay, here we go. Time to go in. This is what it looks like inside the lodge. I don't think it's a, you know, place to stay. It's just that they just call it that. They have some of the land features here. You know, San Diego is a, what do you call it, a coastal desert. That fox right there.
Oh yeah.
Whoa, look at that. So nice, huh? I love that. That is a California quail. Back to this, that's the California thrasher. And let's see what type.
So this one shows you a different kind of.
It looks like maybe a fox.
You see the pictures.
And again, this is a wood rat.
Yeah. Just like in
Let's see what else we have around here. Yeah, this mountain lion.
You're talking about New Mexico?
New Mexico, yeah.
I'm glad everything's clearly marked because, okay, gopher snake, here's some stuff you gotta really watch out for. Look at that rattlesnake. I've seen a lot of those.
So does she ski up there?
No.
I'm trying to remember. Isn't
And let's see, this is a striped racer. Well, I'll give you a little bit of a sample of what they look like. I actually had one of these guys in my backyard about a year ago. I had to get rid of him. And he was much bigger than this one. Okay, so here's a little bit of history. There's an old picture. Not sure what the date is on there, but it's awful old.
I don't think we got any rain till January.
We felt challenged. It's like, we
You
came
brought
here
it.
to
You
avoid
brought
some
it
rain.
with you.
That's right, you can thank us, I guess. I almost like blame, but it sounds like thanks.
Definitely think.
Yeah.
Bufflehead.
Lilac
And here's a mallard.
is, what is your
What
official?
about this one? That's the
What's the
cinnamon
state?
teal.
Yes, parking for education. That's right.
Parking.
For education. See
Okay,
parking.
so this is not a bad view right here. Obviously, I'm not going to get some good ocean views today because a lot of the trails are right near the ocean and they're closed again. That's all right. I'm getting a good workout in. And we also got to check out that really cool lodge. But next category I'd like to cover is transportation. Now, how much is it going to cost you to get around San Diego? Well, first thing I want to tell you is San Diego is not very walkable if you want to get around and see a lot of stuff. It's nice to have a car, and I think rented car is the way to go, vice going Uber all the time, depending on how long you're going to stay here. That's Del Mar, North Torrey Pines, right on that bridge, right where my finger is pointed. So, you're looking to rent a car? Not too bad price-wise. You can probably get it cheaper, but what I researched is anywhere from 40 to 110 bucks a day, depending on what type of car you rent. And of course, that doesn't include, you know, gas and parking. And parking can be a problem too, because a lot of places you have to pay to park, especially in the high touristy areas. You know, it might cost you 20 bucks just to park. Now, I get a free pass here when I come in because I'm a veteran, so they give me a card that I just renew every once in a while, and it's free. So, but if not, I'd have to pay 20 bucks just to park here, at least on the inside. So transportation can be pricey, but a good way to go is actually taking the trolley. And I think the trolley is a pretty good deal. And I've taken it a few times. And if you look on the map, you can get off at certain spots throughout San Diego and then walk around wherever those sites are. Just kind of do your research before you go. It's roughly around $2.50 per trip. So if you take several trips a day, I think you can save. I don't take it that often, so I don't know the price structure completely. And of course, there's a bus you can take, and I've never really taken the bus. And of course, the Uber and the Lyft and some of the other services will definitely run you a little pretty penny. But they're a good backup system. If you're only here for like a day or two, it's probably pretty well. But if you're going to spend like a week here, I think the car is the way to go. And that's just my own opinion. And if you have any comments, please leave them below. I'd love to hear from you. I'm trying to make this video a little bit more interesting. That's why I'm putting this in here instead of just me showing you all the beautiful overlook, which I love to do. But I thought I'd throw this in there, kind of make a little theme out of the video. Maybe it'll, strike some curiosity. Okay, continue on. This now, one thing you can do, they do have some really good whale watching trips here, and I have not been on one, but I've seen whales back in my frogman days. And you can go out on a boat, and hopefully you will see. I wonder if these are actual bones. They may be. You got some Pacific Coast birds. Some gulls, some scooters, pelicans. Look at this. Look at that. Let's structure this. Okay, look at this viewpoint right here. A little bit better. And I'll kind of give you a little bit of an orientation and also talk about dining options on what you would pay, and kind of like broke it down to 3 categories. Again, I would say budget dining, mid-range dining, and fine dining. So you can see the interstate out there. That is 805 interstate, and the 5 over there you start running into, that is Del Mar, along the coastline as you go inside all the way up, and then you start running into a Sereno Valley area, and then further this way you start going into La Jolla. So dining, what can you expect to pay for food here? And just like anywhere, it's going to be a little bit pricey. But if you're looking for the budget dining, and that's, I would just call that fast food, you're looking at anywhere from 10 to 15 bucks per meal, depending where you go at. And you know, the healthier food you want, the more expensive it is. So I'll leave it that, $10 to $15 range, depending on how much you eat. And the next one, mid-range dining. What to expect? You're looking at about $20 to $35 or more per meal. And that is a good estimate, I believe. And you can look at any menu and you can see what I'm talking about. And then when you get up to the fine dining area, you're going to pay anywhere from $50 to $100, you know, a meal. That's per head too. I'm not just talking, you know, 2 people. That's per. So this is the end of this video of my little walk here in beautiful Torrey Pines. Here on the south end, although I couldn't see the trails because the trails were closed because of the rain we had last night. They closed them for like 24 hours, so it's unable to see some good views of the ocean. So this is the best I'm gonna get. Although I did see some good views from the other side going into the east. But the theme of this video was how expensive it is to travel San Diego. And if you have any comments below, please leave them. I really appreciate that. I answer all comments. And I hope this helps out anybody that has any travel plans to San Diego. And again, I will be getting ready to take off on another long travel adventure overseas next month. Looking forward to that. But in the meantime, I will see you from beautiful San Diego. Later.